Hi, everybody. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Thanks for pausing to ponder with us tonight, and big celebration to you today.
Yes, thanks, moms. Thanks for all that you've done, all
Are
that you
doing.
do. Not just for the children. Thank you for your role as being a spouse as well. You guys deserve much more than one day.
It's said too that it takes a tribe to raise a child, and that's so true. Like my mother, I wanna give big kudos to my mom and my grandmothers, but it's women's connection with young people that I know throughout my children's life. It's not just me as their mother that's been a benefit. There's many mother figures in their life. So thank you to everybody who takes such connection with children, with young people, to help them grow.
We thank you very much. And please, as we go through the comments and the questions that we're going to share as it applies to our family, we're very curious about your lives and with your mother figures or moms in general. Answer these questions for us so that you're able to share some of the legacies and some of the things that your moms have taught you. And we're very interested in hearing some of the things that they has blessed you over the years. So make sure that you comment in the comment area. And so our children were up this weekend.
Yes, we put them to work. They cleaned windows. It was great.
She had them all cleaning windows.
What a great Mother's Day gift.
And before they left today, we asked them just a few questions. You always hope that you make an impact, and you always hope that some of the lessons resonate with them.
That they hear you and remember what you say.
So we're always curious about what they have to say. So we captured some of their responses, and it was very intriguing, very interesting, some of the things that they shared. And I'd like to start off with our youngest daughter, the only daughter, and as she talked about you, why don't you talk a little bit about what Cassie had to say?
Yeah, I'm always purposeful, right? There's always things that I want to say to them and teach them, but you just don't know what they're listening to and what they're connecting to. So it was kind of fun to hear what they are connecting with. And the word she used today was selflessness. I'm like, wow, that's beautiful, because when I think of my mom, I think of servant. My mom, when you watch this, you are an amazing servant. You are selfless. You totally will give to help others. And,
to a fault.
Right, and not even focus in on what you want, whether it's what's for dinner or who wants the treats, or thank you. And I get it. I absolutely get it. And it's not a chore, it's not a job, it's just innate within being a mom.
And with your mom, she is so giving. You have to be careful when you say that you like something, because it could end up in the back seat of your car on the way home. She's so giving.
So Cassie actually referenced that. She says, anytime I go to grandma's house or mom's house, I go home with more than what I came from.
That's true.
Because we unload our fridge and unload our cupboards and our toilet paper and our tissues, and that's what moms are supposed to do. We are constantly thinking about what can I pick up and bless my kids with, and because I know they'll need it. So that's very purposeful. She also said emotional intelligence and listening, and all three of the kids, Jake said it too, just listening, not only hearing but absorbing what they're saying. And I really do, that's like very purposeful. I really do try to take an interest in each one of the kids, because they're so different and they're interested in things that I'm not interested in. So it's hard to listen sometimes when I just have no interest about it. So I really do take it upon myself to understand them.
Yeah.
Whether it's a video game or whether it's a college course they're taking, or whether it's work, like Jake is in manufacturing and I'm just not a manufacturer type of worker. So I have a lot of questions when I talk to the kids because I don't know their world. So I really do try to listen, and that was kind of fun to see and hear them recognize it.
So the second person we asked this question to, what are some of mom's teachings, or what do you remember the most about mom that you're thankful for? Excuse me. So we went to Jordan, who's our oldest son, and he had some interesting, very honoring words for you. as he talked about integrity.
Yeah. We've always talked integrity of you're going to do what you say you're going to do, and you're going to do the right thing. But I didn't, I guess, understand that he was really listening and taking it to heart. And he said when he left the house at 18 and went into the Navy, he realized that their take on integrity was different than how we raised him. And it really impressed upon him that the way he was raised is how he wants to continue to live his life. Wow, I had no idea. That was beautiful. And something else Jordan said too is, Mom, I'm listening, and I'm sorry it's taking me so long to actually do what you've recommended. But
so as a parent, how great is that? Not just a mom, but a parent.
Yeah.
When your kids come back to you and say, you know what, I am listening.
Yeah.
What
That's so true.
the efforts that you're pouring out on me has not fallen on deaf ears. So it's
tear up.
It was a very special time as the children shared their stuff. She's out of sight because she's crying. So then we went to Jacob, who's our middle child, our second son, and he similarly echoed what Cassie said about being heard. Now, personalities vary from child to child, as you probably well know, and sometimes being heard is a lot more important to some people than others.
Yeah.
It really resonates with them when someone sits there and listens. And he talked about you listening to him and really leaning in on the conversation.
Yeah, I don't remember what's the word he used. Do you remember the word?
Keep talking. And
yeah, keep talking. So when Jake was sharing, he was sharing about times when he's frustrated and he needs to vent, and Jake will seclude himself and go to the room, go to his bedroom or whatever, and to talk through things with him. I do let him vent. I do hear him. I do listen to him, but I also share and kind of offer a different way to look at things, a different way to think about things. And he absolutely receives it and adapts it into his life and truly wants to change and understand people. So yeah, the listening is like at a different level of, not saying it's a different depth with each child. It's just different. To listen and to hear them and to be able to connect with them is huge, and they appreciate it. They like that.
So Jacob said that he appreciates you because you listen to understand
yes
the situation that he's in. And then Cassie chimed in about empathy.
Yes.
So yeah, being able to understand and listen, and I think that that's such a valuable attribute. When you think about a mom, and they alluded to this a little bit when we were asking questions, in your mind you develop that image of the mom holding the child.
Right.
Maybe if they stubbed a toe
Right.
or hurt themselves or got hurt inside, and the moms just listened as the kids were crying and
Right.
brushing the hair away
Right.
from their face and everything. And all three of them talked about that with you, on how you just listen. And if there was a theme on this time, during this time, it was your ability to not be heard, but to hear.
So no pressure.
No pressure on you. What about me? Oh my God. So they're talking her up to like a saint status.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
Now next month is Father's Day. There is no way I'm even going to come close. And during this whole time I'm thinking, if I could be candid, holy crap. There's no way I'm going to be this close to her.
It kind of was a little depression setting in, but we're over that. It's all good. It's all good.
We'll pamper it with a little bit of realization, not depression, but realization.
Okay, but what about you? What are the things that your mom has left imprinted in you?
So, growing up, I grew up in a pretty big family. I had 3 older brothers and 2 older sisters.
He's the baby.
And I'm the baby. And quite honestly, by the time I came along, they were exhausted. They were not just physically exhausted, but emotionally exhausted, probably spiritually, psychologically. They were gassed from my older brothers and sisters. So we really didn't have a lot of accountability growing up, and we just kind of did our thing. And a lot of times my sisters kind of mentored me a lot because, my parents both worked, and that's the way it was. And we didn't have a ton of money, but they did everything they could to take care of me. The one thing that I remember the most, and that wasn't a sad story, that's just a reality, right? But the one thing that my mom really emphasized on me, even though we never went to church, she always told me to have faith and love. In fact, I remember things on my wall. There was 2 pictures on my wall, and it said faith and love. And she would always encourage me in times that I was down to, Johnny, have faith. Johnny, have faith. Things are going to work out. I don't know how, but have faith, because things are going to fall into place. And, while we didn't go to church, she introduced me to God. She reminded me a lot of times that there was a God. As I look back, maybe there were negative things, but I don't remember them. Maybe we went without, but I don't know. I don't remember it. Maybe I didn't have the nicest clothes, or we had the nicest house or the cars. I don't remember that stuff. What I remember is when my heart was broken, or when I was really hurt, or I got in a fight, or something didn't turn out, there was my mom. And I would lay with her in her bed, and she would rub my head nonstop.
Like play with your hair?
Yeah, I mean, she would call me. She was that cool presence in my life. And I look back.
Did you say calm?
Calm, and yeah, she would calm me down. She was that cool, calm presence in my life. And I don't remember any of the negatives. I just remember the positives. And I know they're unorthodox, my parents were, but I don't have a fiber in me that would suggest that they didn't love me. That's one thing I always felt was love.
I hope that is the case with any kids, because families have ups and downs, and we have issues, and there's things that we've done wrong as parents, but I hope the kids never dwell on that and remember that they truly take the lessons learned out of life, and they create. And Cassie said something to this effect, that it's creating who she is and who she wants to be.
That's right.
In each one of the kids, Jake and Jordan, I know it's doing the same for them, and that's what it's about. When you're younger, your parents are your everything. And when you're a teenager, they are annoying, right? And then you're in your 20s, and you start to realize everything your parents did wrong. In your 30s, you start to realize everything your parents did right. In your 40s, we start to call them all the time and thank them every single day for who they are. And I'm not quite past that yet. So there's a process, and that's what I remember. That's what I keep in mind with my kids, is they're in their 20s right now, and they are figuring out everything I did wrong too. They didn't tell me much today, but everything I did wrong as a parent, they are not afraid to tell us that, and that's okay. I remember being there. That's just part of their learning. They're getting there.
So what about your mom?
My mom.
What do you remember about your mom?
Mom, you are a giver. Yes, a giver. She truly wants to give and please exactly what we want, whether it's what's for dinner or whatever she's creating for us. She thinks of us constantly, sends us things. She's good at sending little cards in the mail and just little uplifting. She's definitely an uplifter. Mom's always been the medical person in our family all the time. When my daughter gets sick, she goes to grandma's house, not home. So that care, Mom, you picked the right profession. Being a nurse, that care is who you are. And thank you for that, because you are that comfort for us, and also you are our teacher. Thank you.
And I would be remiss if I didn't also thank you, Mom, Marianne, for being a mom to me.
Yeah.
My mom passed many years ago, and whether I'm talking to your dad or to your mom, they have adopted me as though I was one of their own.
That's right. They could have beat you up and thrown you out.
And Mom, you have taken care of me. You have stepped into a role, and I don't even want to say substitute, because you're not a substitute teacher. You are a great teacher, and you teach me how to love and how to selflessly give everything that I have.
That's right.
You are impactful to me too, so thank you.
This is an emotional discussion today. Goodness gracious.
So I want to talk just briefly
No
on.
more. I think I'm done.
I want to talk briefly on an application though, as we watch this. You know, if you be transparent, I know it's about mothers, but we're talking also parenthood.
Yeah.
There are a lot of times, probably more than I'll admit to you in front of this camera today, of how often I feel like I've dropped the ball.
Yeah.
You know, you hear about
Yeah.
this favorable characteristics from children to moms and what ours is to our parents. And I think to myself, all I'm seeing is all the times I've dropped the ball.
Yeah, I get it.
We could have done a better job. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't have any clue, blah, blah,
Right.
blah. So take today as the first day, the next step. That if you don't like the way the story is going, change it. Change today. If you don't have a great relationship with your children or with your parent, change it today. Nothing says that it has to continue down that road to stay the same course.
Nothing says, though, there's also going to be perfection going forward. And there's no perfection looking back either.
Right.
I mean, that's life. It's forgiveness. It's loving because we're family.
So we hear two sides of the story, that all's well that ends well. And there's some truth to that. There's some merit. But I also believe in all's well that begins well.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the way things begin or the way things have been going,
Change it.
change it. Start again. Start today. Start today a new beginning on your parents or with your children. If it's not perfect, if it's not what you want them to remember about you, you have that capability of starting today. So start today.
Thank
Maybe-
you, moms. Thanks for being awesome.
We love you guys.
Enjoy the rest of your day and
Hap-
month.
Happy Mother's Day. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.